What the flick, everybody? Ben, Christy, Alonso. Transformers 3D, Dark of the Moon. Transformers, Dark of the Moon.
It's in 3D.
Everything humans know of our planet, we were told, had been shared. You lied to us. You've made a grave mistake.
This movie is 3 times better than Transformers 2, and it still sucked. Alonso?
Yeah, that's pretty much true. Okay, that I have to summarize the plot is going to give me a migraine, but it comes to this. When the Autobots and the Decepticons were fighting, the one Autobot got away with a powerful weapon but then crashed on the other side of the moon. So JFK sends astronauts to find the crashed thing, and then Optimus Prime gets it back, and it's a big vibrator that makes a bridge across the universe, and the Decepticons, I don't know.
That's pretty close, though. That's pretty good.
You'll be fine, I promise. It's over. I'm sorry, but it's over.
Your faith in us, but never in yourselves. From here, the fight will be your own.
I'll tell you one reason why this is better. Is because Frances McDormand is in it.
God, that's so awkward, though, like watching her talk to Optimus Prime and have like serious conversations with him.
But the weird thing about this movie is like the best parts are the actors who shouldn't be in this movie.
John Malkovich,
John Turturro, Alan Tudyk. It's like, I hope they all got nice, summer homes out of this.
It does make more sense, and it is sort of, there's much more storytelling in this one than the second one.
There's some.
Right.
In that you can actually sort of put it all together. Like, I didn't get what the inciting incident was that's making this happen now as opposed to 10 years ago or 20 years from now. But yeah, for the most part, the cards do line up. Yeah, I mean, it's better than 2 because at least in this one, you actually can see a solid robot fist hit a solid robot head.
Right.
Which in 2, you never got. It was just massive pixels and things.
I mean, it is still like giant talking chunks of metal slamming into each other. There is still that, but I guess, yes, the battles are vaguely more coherent when Megatron and Optimus Prime fight. I guess you understand who's hitting
I'm
who.
not saying it's good. I'm just saying
know.
it is better.
It's vaguely more coherent. Yeah, it's big and stupid, but I have to say, and I'm not a fan of 3D. I'm never a fan of 3D. This is actually a pretty effective use of 3D, and it actually suggests that Michael Bay had 3D in mind as he was shooting it versus so many of these big movies where it's all shot in 2D and then they convert it.
No, apparently his story was he never wanted to make a 3D movie, and then he went to the set of Avatar, and James Cameron sort of won him over, and so he decided to do it in 3D. And so I was a little disappointed because I thought, okay, well, this is clearly somebody who was thinking about 3D and was going to try and move it forward, and I didn't get a lot of oomph out of it. I didn't,
But it's crisper and more detailed than a lot of 3D, which
Yeah,
is
no,
so
and
dark and so murky.
It's not
and
as
you
dark,
can't see
yeah. But as far as
anything,
the
right?
actual use of 3D in terms of either coming at the screen or coming deep in the screen, I didn't get much
Some of the aerial stuff, though, like when they're flying through Chicago, I mean, the whole destruction of Chicago is pretty spectacular.
Well,
It's like an hour long.
Don't give it away.
No, I know. Chicago gets blown up. The corner of Michigan Avenue and Wacker Drive really gets it. But it's pretty effective use of 3D. And the aerial stuff where Josh Duhamel and all his badass buddies are flying out of the helicopter and zooming through buildings
Their
as
little
they're
bat
collapsing.
suits.
That, I think, was,
I like
was
the-
immersive as far as the
bat
3D
suits
goes.
were cool. There were some cool moments, I must say, and mainly the bat suits and the building,
collapsing building.
collapsing
was very
building, and
cool.
whether it was going to actually go, and the sliding
But,
back and
oh
forth.
boy, in a 2-hour-plus movie, those are like
2:34.
Yeah,
those
you're
are
not
some
long at all.
short little things of coolness buried in a lot of.
There's like an hour of cool. And then there's like a half an hour of
No,
Rosie
no, no.
Huntington-Whiteley's
20 minutes
ass.
maybe.
31. I'll give him 31 minutes of cool.
No, the whole Chicago thing is impressive, and it's like almost an hour long.
No, the whole Chicago thing was not
No,
impressive.
no.
I saw it in Chicago, and I found it very disconcerting to walk out of the theater and see the city still intact.
Really, it was
There's the
disconcerting.
Wrigley building. It's
You
still
weren't-
there.
You were concerned that giant robots were going to come
As-
and take over?
Giant talking robots.
As destroyed cities go,
Giant
it was no
talking.
2012.
Yeah. And I
That's
got-
how you destroy a city. Let me
And I
just
got
say.
Destroy
tired-
our city.
I got tired of those voices, too.
You get tired of Hugo Weaving?
Yeah, I got tired of the...
Leonard Nimoy and
Yeah, although clearly Leonard Nimoy, which was nice. Because
He's Sentinel Prime.
He played the new, the Prime brother.
He's the old school Prime.
Right,
The
he played-
original Prime.
Right.
He's the OP.
But I don't understand. Are they brothers?
I think Sentinel Prime taught.
Is it
Optimus
like
Prime. Like
coincidental
it was
they
his
have-
sensei or
He's
something.
like Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Is it coincidental that they have the same last name?
I think it's like in Paris is Burning. It's the House of Prime. I don't.
So there's not, they don't have a sister like Debbie Prime?
That's for part 4.
Right.
Pam
And she'll be
Prime.
super hot because that's how women are in these movies.
Can we talk about that since we no longer have Megan Fox since she was fired?
Yeah,
we should
yes.
talk about Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, who is an improvement.
Boy, is she a former model.
She's a current model.
Well,
you can tell
whatever.
this is the use of 3D. Her ass walking up a flight of stairs is the first time we see her.
Yeah, but actress, she is not.
But she's cute and charming, and Megan Fox was like vapid and annoying. And I think she's an improvement in her presence alone.
I thought that Megan Fox was misused. No, I mean, I thought Megan Fox was an embarrassment, not because of Megan Fox. I thought sort of literally the way she was used was literally the just constant running around. I suspect Megan Fox could have done this if there had been any sort of direction given to her. There's no story. She literally had nothing to do.
These are thankless roles.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
they are literally the girl.
Right.
I mean,
She can
that's-
run in heels.
Yes,
And
and
stuff's
she does
blowing
it a
up.
lot. And she doesn't get a smudge on her white jacket no matter how much devastation is happening in
She's
Chicago.
usually, in white pants or a white dress. I like when she's standing there in slow motion and her hair's blowing all over the place and shit's just blowing up left and right all behind her. But
Oh.
she's like,
No, yeah, there's one shot where she literally she stares at the camera, blank face, her jaw is sort of agape, and like an SUV is flipping over in midair behind her. I'm like, wow, that's the Michael Bay aesthetic in one.
So numbers for Transformer, for T3D.
I am 4.5, just for
Wow.
the Chicago sequence alone.
3, and I'm being generous.
I misspoke when I said that it was 3 times better than number 2. It's only 2.5 times better than number 2, so I gave it a 2.5. Actually, I think I would have given the second one a 0, so it's infinitely better.
It's
That's
better than
true.
the first two. I
As
think
far as
even though it's too
multiplication
long and
goes.
it's stupid, it's better than the first two, I would say.
So we have a 2.5, a 3, and a 4.5, 10, 3.3 for Transformers 3D. Appropriate.
And it's somewhere around there on the tomato meter. Matt actually is off enjoying his honeymoon.
Wedding, his nuptials.
He's in Hawaii enjoying his honeymoon. But I think tomato meter wise,
It's like 37 or
it's
something?
mid-30s.
Yeah.
So,
And it's going to make $1 gajillion billion.
yeah, it's already setting records. So what we say is irrelevant.